Hi, I am Nikki, and you are listening to the Edu Leader podcast. This is a place to celebrate fantastic educators. And this is a place teachers can go to learn about amazing things happening outside their classroom. Today, we are talking to my friend Shawna O'Halloran. Shawna, can you tell me what school district do you work for, and what are some cool things happening?
I work for Kaw Valley USD 321 and at the St. Mary's High School. And this year we are incorporating a new initiative called Legacy Hour, where we're really promoting what we want our students to graduate with, which is all centered around our soft skills. What
are some of the soft skills that you're focusing on?
Some of the big soft skills we're working with would be character education. Do kids show up on time? Are they responsible? We're also working on like interview skills and job shadowing and just various things that are not curriculum based but employer based.
So walk me through what a legacy hour would look like if I was a student. What would I experience as part of that?
So as a student, you're assigned to a teacher in our high school, and even our junior high is involved with this. And when you are assigned to that teacher, you are with them until you graduate. So we are kind of in little family groups almost, where they will come in, they'll check their email, which is an everyday skill our students often don't do. They'll check their email, they'll check their grades. On Mondays, we will do character education or career exploration. So this year, we're going to do a book study over the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, I'm very excited about that one. And we've even created kind of a workbook, walking kids through it so they'll have actual hands-on materials that they can reflect and work with. And even those kids who are not comfortable sharing their personal ideas can put it on paper, and then that's something as a teacher we can look back in and be aware of on some of our kids and visit with them individually with that. And then those are happening on Mondays, as well as exploring different careers. So they may have to do something we call career cruising, where they take a skills assessment, they take an interest inventory, and they explore different careers. And this is 8th grade through seniors are doing this. And that's Mondays. And then Tuesday through Friday, we also allow for all of our teachers to have what we call priority days, which allows for intervention. So kids who may have a gap, say in math or science or English, they can be pulled in and worked on those specific content skills that they need worked with. Or I can offer an ACT prep in the math course for kids who are taking the ACT that would like to improve their math score. Or if you're just generally struggling with homework, I can put you on my list and they can come in and work with me any of those other days.
So for an hour every day, you have this legacy hour. And on Mondays, you work on soft skills and career skills. And the rest of the days of the week are interventions or enrichment activities. Am I understanding that right?
That is correct. And then Fridays, we actually have career speakers that come in from the community or surrounding communities. And our kids have to go see at least 5 of those in a year and come back and present to their legacy groups what they were surprised with on those careers. What did they learn? What things didn't they know? What things did they know?
That is really cool. So what kind of student feedback have you had from that?
Well, we've only been doing this for about a month. So far, the feedback has been fairly positive. Just like the kids, though, this is our teachers' first time doing this. We have a lot of teachers we're still trying to figure out the ins and outs and the little technical things that need to happen. But the kids are really liking the time to actually explore these things. And while they may not seen the direct soft skills, we are modeling it and helping them understand what it is employers are wanting during this hour. But they can also work on their homework and get things caught up, because our kids these days are involved in everything.
Oh my gosh. I know. When they're into sports, they don't get home until late. We can't hardly expect them to do 2 hours of homework when they didn't get home until 10. As an adult, I don't want to do that. I can't imagine being a teenager and still physically growing.
And we only have to focus on usually one content area with multiple classes. And sometimes we give ourselves a couple days to get things done, where kids have 7 or 8 hours in a day, and homework is often due the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's really great. So do you still do things like like job skills where the kids are excused for some time to go explore job? Do they do anything like that where they go out in the community and job shadow? Is that part of Legacy Hour, or do you do anything like that?
Yes, every student will be required to do at least one job shadow, and they work with their Legacy teacher to set it up, and there's paperwork that has to be filled out to make sure they're safe on the job, and they do a pre-interview with the job, and then they'll do a post-interview with either us and or the job, depending on where they're at, and then they'll have to present to their Legacy Hour, what we call their family, what it is they learned about this job. Is this something they're still interested in? Because oftentimes kids are like, oh, I want to be a dental hygienist. Then they go, nope, don't want to do that. Dental things are not my thing.
Right. I think that happens to a lot of people. It's much better to figure that out in high school rather than like your third year of college, right?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, that is really cool. So are there any prerequisites for this? So me being a special ed teacher in my background, I always think about the kiddos with disabilities, and I'm assuming they're fully included in all of this that you're doing.
They are, and actually they're spread throughout all of the Legacy teachers throughout the high school. Our special ed teachers have their own Legacy groups that would incorporate non-special ed students even.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
So it's getting everybody exposed to everything, and we're treating it like this is our family. So there's days where we just do a family game day, because sometimes kids don't play those board games at home, so this is their school family.
We talk about building relationships a lot in TLC, and we talk about it a lot. Now it's part of KISA accreditation, but it's hard to find that time to actually build it into the school day. I like how your school has kind of found a workaround around that. And another thing, a lot of districts are looking for creative ways to do MTSS and to find that intervention time, because that's really hard at the high school level when so much of the day is focused around a bell system.
Yes, and that is very difficult. We have been running an 8-hour day for a few years now and saw this as a big need in our school. So we took our 8-hour day and just put our Legacy Hour as that 8th hour. They do receive a grade for it. They do receive a credit for it. So all these things, the career cruising, the job shadowing, the career speakers, they receive a grade for doing these things.
Wow. And I like how they're actually practicing that speaking and listening piece, because I think that's huge for kids. I think a lot of times they like to be quiet and stay in their shell and not necessarily get up in front of a group of people and speak. But that's a huge life skill. In most jobs, at some point, you will at least have to talk in front of a small group at the minimum at some point.
And it pushes those kids out of the comfort zones, because they will have to help make those phone calls to set up their career shadow and their job shadowing. But so many of our kids only communicate via text, and so making that phone call is pushing them way outside their comfort zone, but it is a skill they're going to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Shawna.
You're very welcome.